the beat, by the way. I've been labeled Jina Nyingi, I'm starting to lose count. Condescending remarks making the schools proud. Currency ya fame up a Kenyan could choose clout. Like I'm corner nigga struggle don't shine for blue clouds. Speculation sababu ya keja sai study. Unajam juna ball kushinda your favorite artist. Indos and piki narudisha major sai started. You Kenyan rap below molon kawateja waipati. Na sibongi jia Ben Buddha. I mean, shout out to Brian Wenda, but what's a Brian Wenda to a Ben Suda? Baba yenyu mi mzazi, nothing against Tufa. Onyitulia kona space unaweza rent kubwa. Wacha kujisqueeze kwa bed seater. Mbona jirani yako akibarikiwa you get beater and it gets deeper. I guess tuneche ya mamwere. When in masomo napatiwanga lectures za Nyerere. Nyima upcoming collabo. The next move ni kufungua YouTube channel na kwanza kureview doba zako. Kuzipea negative ratings jubali catch. Had me thinking bro, kwani hizo makolabo ni must? Oh, you know reason by me piles. Check ubamba but ukisikiza hii style una smile. What a pretender, nyindo nafungulia files. Cause if I gave you my shoes, you wouldn't cover my
hallelujah. Lifestyle inawa Basiezi tegemea binadamu na ulilala nikijituma. Oh yeah, hallelujah. Men are rolling with the shooters. Basiezi tegemea binadamu. Siezi tegemea.
These niggas wanna see me dead, right? Guess anytime naweza sepa. Wataki kuona bwaki meta, but I ain't stopping for no red light. Check him shamba na meza tepa. Kicheza chess, wanacheza checkers. Ebuzima yo kitu. Why you questioning my source of income? Was getting paid by Tribeca, worked you in time. Capital FM, niki mada redeem ya cling clang. Before Chaliak wanze kunitusi, he was a big fan. Fans want you to make it, but when you blow, wanakugeuzia like he ain't that nigga we used to know. All this to maybe a likutak, a picture now like. That's how they accuse you of getting caught up in the hype. Nime club 35, too many think I'm over 40. Not cause I look older, need you blame your quarter naughty. It's funny how my peers don't even put me in a circle. Reality nyati mi peke Kenya the universal. Internationally, who's bigger than K. Jones? Dokuna doba zangu, you struggle to play home. I got accolades in the bag to justify my claim. BT and Sound City certify the name. The narrative that Kenyan music doesn't pay any falls. Yoni wongo pedal by ninjas with zero balls. Career stall, don't take it out on the next. And that is a blueprint on how to double your fight. So
yes, karibuni sana. You guys are doing amazing today. 20 minutes past the top of the hour. Calligraph Jones with a new one. Shine Ben Soul. Yeah, the cap that the Kenyan music industry doesn't pay is a lie, and you heard it from him literally made straight out of the music, and right now is one of the richest artists we have in the 254, doing amazing. Shout out to Calligraph Jones and for always putting literally young artists on everything he's doing. Karibuni, my name is Joby, and this is the media of the 21st Century Black Hot Fire Network, and we're listening to the Pan-African Blaze. Shout out to everyone with us on YouTube, on BitChute for the first time, and returning listeners as always on the rest of the platforms. I hope your week so far is fantastic. Mine is great, feeling chilled, can't complain. I hope you're feeling amazing as well. But yes, karibu sana Keith, how are you doing today?
Asante sana Joby, how are you today?
I'm chilled. I'm just chilled. Like I said, just chilled. Nothing much. Just chilled. Just feeling chilled.
All right. So you got your Russian hat on.
I don't know what's Russian about this shit. This is I don't know what's Russian about this. Pardon me. I don't know how Russian hats look like. This is Joby.
I'm sure you'll Google it. You like to Google shit.
I will definitely after this, but count me out of Russian shit because I don't want to be deported. Ruto is taking every opportunity to take you out back there, you know. So we're gonna be talking about that. How actually Kenya is one of the countries that is planning to push citizens to fight in foreign wars. This is, of course, we've seen many African countries, including Uganda's son, talking crazy about the Iran war that has been going on, and you went ahead and said something. I was trying to find the article that I saw during the weekend. There's something he had added after he said that actually we can give them the same strike, the same fight as much as Iran feels like they can actually, bomb other people, if I'm trying to make sense. But if I find it, I'll share it with you guys on the WhatsApp. But more conversation, we're going to be starting with a beautiful history, a little bit of history coming from the Mayotte. Should I say it's beautiful? Because I was actually astonished. I didn't know there's an island where people refused independence and they consider themselves actually French citizens. And it's crazy when I was looking at this, that was actually in 2024. This is one of the islands that was hit by a cyclone. And Macron went there with only nothing but his voice. Shout out to this young lady who said he went with completely nothing but his voice and talking even crazy. Didn't offer anything to help the so-called French citizens, and they're all Africans, mind you. Majority actually are Africans, and this actually should be a lesson, I believe, when it comes to African people wanna be the white man's friend so bad. They won't even recognize you, even despite you recognizing yourself a French citizen. They're going to be looking at that and much more so coming from the minor opposition party that is in the UK, who has proposed blocking of visas from countries demanding slavery reparations. Recently, we've seen the UN and Ghana being one of the countries actually pushing for reparations and calling also slavery as one of the crimes, the deadliest crimes ever committed in humanity. And we're going to be looking at that, which countries actually have been blocked. They're not going to be accessing the UK anymore, Nigeria being one of them. Nigerians are always deported no matter where they are. Kenya is also looking forward to be hosting another summit with France. We're going to be looking at that, and so much coming from Zimbabwe as the president is actually looking forward to extend not only presidential term but to be in power till 2030. And we're going to be looking at how most of the white people currently today, how white people are dominating Zimbabwe, because these are land, if you look at historically, people have been fighting to get it back, including that is Robert Mugabe. And recently we had white people saying that now we're not going to be recognizing this. As a matter of fact, we need compensation for whatever Mugabe tried to do.
What Mugabe tried to get the land back to the damn black people. You know how crazy this is? They need to be compensated for the land they stole, but they never compensate black people for the shit they done to black people for stealing the land. You see how crazy this is? And only black people would goddamn even consider this nonsense. The answer is no. You stole, you invaded us, you put us in slavery, and you stole our land. Why am I giving you compensation for shit that you stole from me? And still going in South Africa today, you got white people of like 5% of the damn population in South Africa, but they own all your land. You got white people in Namibia, 5% of the population, they own all your land that they stole. Black people, you're the only people on the planet. People come invade you, steal your shit. You're the majority, and you don't ever take it. But you're the only people that do that. You're the only people. You'll stay in poverty. You'll stay fucked up, and you'll pray to some fake SpongeBob. You don't even do that. Nowhere on the planet is it people allow them to invade them, which they've invaded everywhere. They invaded China. China got their fucking land back. They invaded Indonesia. Indonesia took their land back. They invaded Malaysia. Malaysia took their land back. They were these white people, because if they couldn't genocide you, because they would genocide you to steal the land. But if they couldn't genocide you, you took what was rightfully yours back. You hear them crying about, because the white people in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, China, only place they didn't get was Japan. Malaysia, Indonesia, India. It was in India. It ended for 200 years. Why is India not crying about white people owning all their land? They colonized India longer than they did Africa. Huh? India didn't get free until 1947. And that's India and Pakistan, because the country split. So we're talking about India. We're talking about today 3 separate countries, because when they finally pushed the British out, India split up into 3 different countries. You have India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. That was originally all India, but they broke up because they were trying to break the whole place up. And um, so Africans, the only people get invaded, let people sit on your fucking land because this is a problem with the African mind. You're weak and you're cowards. We got to be honest about what's going on. The only people invade, everybody's been invaded, either genocided or they've gotten their land back. And no one's talking about, they had farms in India. They control all of India. All of it. That's why they took the Indians as slaves and brought them into Africa. But you got Indians running around Africa today. Because the British colonized India for damn near 300 years. Stole land, all kind of shit up in India. You don't see a bunch of British people on farms in no damn India today. Only in Africa you got this crazy shit going on. Where you Africans have been cowardly all the time. South Africans disgust me. You South Africans, you disgust me. We go with you. Zimbabwe, talk about reparations. You better reparate your ass about the country, what I tell you. As Africans, your fucked up kindness, no, it's cowardice. Let's stop with the kindness, because you're not kind to other Africans, as the South Africans show. You're not kind to other Africans. You hate other Africans because you're tribal, you're backward. So let's get with the fuck. Let's quit with the kindness shit. Shout out to the person saying, let's quit with this kindness. You're kind. No, you're cowards. Let's call a spade. I deal somebody white gonna tell me I gotta give them money to stay in the land that they stole from my goddamn grandfather and great grandfather. It's your mind. We gotta take it slow, Namibia. You go to Namibia, all these white people living good, and all the blacks enslaved in poverty. What? You ain't taking your land back yet? What's wrong with you? Go ahead, Joby. Oh, did I lose Joby? Oh, I did have Joby. I'm an earpiece. Is that me? No, let me go back. I can't hear Joby. Let me get out. Maybe it's me. Let me go out. Come back. See if it's Joby or me. Check.
Oh, if you guys can hear me, I should be audible. But yeah, as we start with today's conversation, I'm gonna start with this history right here of Mayotte Island, which is one of the actually African island that refused independence. Such a new history to me. Didn't know all this in all these years of reporting. This is actually something that is very new to my table. So we have the Mayotte Island, which is a French-owned island, and that is in East Africa, actually. And the people voted to be part of France. I mean, how amazing or how astonishing. I believe this is actually very astonishing. When other Africans were dying, forming rebel groups, like they call them rebel groups, the freedom fighting groups, them demanding freedom from their lands, we had a group of people and in East Africa that agreed to be part of France and even becoming citizens, because they're saying, did you know actually the Mayotte is a French administered island located in the Indian Ocean off the coast, off the East African coast, and the population voted in multiple referendums to remain as part of France rather than join the nearby Comoros at independence, making it one of the France overseas departments. And in status, its status has remained a point of regional and political debate, particularly with Comoros, which continues to claim the island. And of course, like Keith has is just from explaining, this is their behavior. They come into your places, and if you're weak, shout out to Keith to actually explain the history of Japan yesterday. I learned a lot. And I believe that is what people should have learned during this era of colonization, slavery, which they love calling it colonization. People should have watched how other countries were being invaded and being dominated. You should have learned something from this and applied or prepared yourself the way Japan had prepared itself. They saw what was happening in China, they saw what was happening in other Asian countries, and they prepared themselves. So I believe the same should have actually happened in Africa. I don't know how we lost it. I don't know how. I just don't understand. Sometimes it is very astonishing. But I want to share this video actually as we learn together a bit of history from this, what took place in the Mayotte Island, and how they ended up voting to be governed by France. We have so many countries, like, for example, the Alliance Sahel state, which is one of the countries in Africa that have shown we're still very much not free because we have colonial powers and countries very much in control of our countries. But the moment we kick them out and we start benefiting off our own resources, this not only improves our economy, because actually, if you ask me, I believe Burkina Faso might be one of the, not Burkina Faso, but the Alliance Sahel state might be one of the least countries that are going to be affected by this war. You know, as much as there's been a ceasefire talk held between the three countries, Israel, Iran, and America, still, I believe if the worst or whatever is yet to happen, if African countries are to be affected, the Alliance Sahel state is going to be safe. But let me share this video as we learn a little bit of history from this, and as we get to understand why these people actually voted to be governed by France, because it's actually very, very crazy. Let me know so many of you knew this, because personally I didn't know this.
What's this? Where's this at?
This is Mayotte Island. It's a French-owned island in East Africa, and it voted when people on many countries were fighting to be free from the colonial powers and countries.
It must be out there by somewhere by Madagascar or somewhere.
They are in the East African coast.
That's it. It must be out there by Madagascar or somewhere. That's the East African coast. It must be out there by Madagascar, because they didn't choose to be. Remember, white people came and stole this shit. Stole it. They came and stole these places. Like they stole Madagascar. They stole all of Africa. Stole all of it. Nobody agreed to do nothing. They might decide to do it because maybe it's beneficial to them. Because I know they're all the islands they stole in the Pacific. The Pacific Islands that the French own, the people want them out, and they're not leaving. Remember, these white people went around the world stealing everything. You think about islands on the coast of Africa, also in the Pacific, also in the Caribbean, all those islands in the Caribbean, they stole all the islands in the Caribbean, from Jamaica, Haiti, to Barbados, Bermuda, Bahamas. That's the Caribbean. Then you got islands also in the Pacific. Out there by Hawaii, they stole Hawaii, they stole all the islands out there in the Pacific, they stole all of them. So you got a group of savages who leave Europe and steal everything. So that's the dirty secret no one seems to know, that these white people, everywhere they went, they stole everything. Murdered, killed, robbed, raped, and stole everything.
That's what I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask. I love the history we were given yesterday about Japan and how they monitored, let me say monitored or observed sounds better. They observed how other Asian countries and the rest of the world, how they were being colonized. and they prepared themselves, and which is always a question I have. How comes the rest of the world, and especially Africa, the fact that we saw these people coming in different countries doing whatever they were doing, how comes we're never this much prepared like Japan? And yet we had all the resources.
They saying that you guys have low IQs and you're stupid. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm just being. You want the truth? They saying you're stupid because you can't. Just like today, you guys, the Africans ain't got the white people out there today. Still, that's why North Africa's all white, and you guys even know North Africa's your land too. Those people, Arabs, are invaders. So the question is, even today, you guys refuse to develop. So Japan knew that they now, because Japan knew, okay, Japan was already having, it was like Africa. Japan had already been having a relationship with these white people coming in. Slowly, the Japanese, just like the Africans, the Japanese let them in. And the white people started to take over like they always do, tried to start dominating these people. And Japan was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They tried to force the goofy Christianity on them. They all, you Japanese are sinful, and Jesus, you got to do what Jesus said. They said, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Because understand, and this when Europeans would just start, remember, so they don't really have a lot of technology. They're still savage. They stink. They're backward. Japan was a very advanced society when they met white people. So they were developed, but they wasn't really developed in war. So white people are warmongers. So they kept developing militarily. So for years, Japan can finally say, you know what? No more white people allowed in here. Don't come in with your religion. Don't come in with you. If you want to trade with us, we'll meet you out on a further island. Anybody white we find in Japan, we're going to kill you. And they would kill them. They would chop their heads off and throw the shit in the ocean and kill them. So so Japan was able to keep the white man away, right? And so now the white man was invading all of Asia, right? Colonizing China, Thailand, Vietnam, because remember Vietnam was controlled by the French, Cambodia, Laos, all of it. They colonized all Southeast Asia, the Philippines, all of it. White man controlled all of it. And so Japan was like, uh-oh. So then the white people showed up on the Japanese shore with a big old war boat. You see, yeah, they always come back, Joby. So even though you got a ceasefire right now with Iran better know they're going to develop ways to go back and try to take Iran in 10 years. They never stop, Joby. So they're like, okay, now we're powerful enough to go get Japan. So they showed up with that boat, Joby, that war boat. Japan was like, oh shit, we can't fight these people now. They're too powerful. So what Japan decided to do, they had to let them in. They had to give them their ass, right? But what they did is pretend. Mm-hmm. They pretend, they pretend to be subjugated, right? So we're gonna be your friend, and we're gonna allow you to do what you want to do in here. But Japan knew this. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go learn their technology, bring it back to Japan, and we're going. And also remember, transformation is hard. So imagine telling your father, your father's backwards. Imagine telling your father and all the Kenyan men they got to change for their own survival. They say you're going to change for your own survival, or you're going to be conquered and colonized. So you don't got time to be nice to people, Joe. So Japan killed a lot of people who didn't want to change. They came back and said, listen, we got to develop now. We got to develop these Western people. We can't fight them now. We got to take their ways, reverse engineer it, and develop it for Japan. And so like I said, it's the fastest thing ever happened. Like in 20 years, Japan came back. They put their kids out in these educational things in America, France, England, learned their military technology, brought it back to Japan. Japan stuff, and of course the other people, that goes against our traditions. We got to do. So Japan had to kill these motherfuckers. They had to kill them. They got to go. Old people got to die. So Japan went to killing them. They killed a bunch of people to survive. They said, we got to kill you. You got to go. Because these white people are going to come and colonize us. and take everything we got. So we can't get time to talk to you about not doing what we need to do. We gotta kill you. So Japan killed a lot of Japanese. They killed them. And so Japan started developing. When they got enough development, they said, okay, now we can fight this white man. Now we can fight his ass. And so Japan became brutal, Joby, ruthless. They start kicking the white people out of, they kicked the white people out of China, took it over. They took the white people out of Indonesia, took it over. They took the white people out of Philippines, took it over. They kicked the white people out of Malaysia, took it over. Japan, since they knew how to fight like white people fight, they started taking over all of Asia, all of it. They kicked the white people out of Asia. You imagine how white people were so angry about that? Crazy. That's what started World War II. You know, that's why they had to drop, because they couldn't defeat Japan, so they dropped what? Japan's the only country, Joe, they got what? A nuclear bomb dropped on their ass. They got 2 nuclear bombs dropped on their ass. Obliterated them because Japan refused to surrender. They found because remember, so since Japan didn't have any resources, Joby, they started doing white people do. They said, listen here, we got to fight these white people. We got to have resources. So they started invading countries and what? Stealing the resources, taking them over, because Japan doesn't have any resources. So it's about why the African didn't do it, because the African is the only people, as even Torre said, you're the only people that can live in poverty, Joby. Don't do nothing about it. You're the only people take abuse. Not you.
Of course.
Not you. Not you. But the majority of majority of Africans, Joby, would take, as even Torre said, if people got mad, he was being brutal. I thought he was being nice. He said,
because I'm trying to think about it. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm trying to think about it on how Africans, the way Japan did, taking their people to study in America and bringing back all this knowledge so they can, their military knowledge so that they can build weapons and all that. I'm trying to look at Africa if we did the same, if we had critical thinkers or strategic leaders.
The one problem you have is that you don't love yourself. Africans don't.
That would be a big problem. Tribalism is a big problem.
Yeah. The only disadvantage you got you don't love yourselves, and you hate each other. So you don't believe you worship others. See, the Japanese, when they got, even though people came in and started trying to colonize them, Japanese didn't worship them. They think the white man was better than them. Africans believe white people are better than them. Africans believe Chinese are better than them. Africans believe everybody non-African is better than them. That's the problem. You have a psychological problem in the brain. Even Troy said, something wrong with your brain. You believe everybody's better than you. So you act accordingly. So you give people your asshole. I always got to go back to what you did in Tanzania. The white man only took advantage of it because he thought he could take advantage of it. He didn't know that you guys were taught not to tolerate it. He only did that because all Africans allow white people to abuse them and talk to them crazy, treat them like shit. That's why he did it with you guys. He was only confused that you guys fought him. That's where the confusion came in. And the African don't fight. He'll let people talk to him crazy and treat him crazy and stay in poverty and take all your resources, leave you in poverty. I'm in the slums. Oh well. Rest of the world's gonna fight. Like what? They rather die. The African don't got to think. I'd rather die than live in poverty and fuck the what? I'd rather die. Like you said, it's about dignity. The Japanese were talking about their dignity. They felt their dignity had been taken. Africans didn't feel their dignity had been taken by these white people. Come in, still on your land, just talking crazy, still living on your land now. It's only a few of you, like you, and like you showed that video with that other black guy in Zimbabwe. So this told the white guy, this is my land, my family, this is my land. This is our people's land, not yours, white man. No, but we were told, because I don't care what they told you. You need to get out of here. Exactly. That's how all Africans gotta be. Mm-hmm. This land was stolen from you. You don't got a bunch of white people in Japan owning no land with farms and shit. They're not gonna tolerate that. Even though the white man came and tried to colonize them and had to do it for a little bit of time, right? Until they got as they call it, it's a slang, until they got their weight up. till you get your weight up, right? It's a slang. So you to the Africans have your mentality, Joby, which is rare. Most Africans don't have your mentality. That's just a fact. Sorry to say it. Even Toure said the same thing. You have too much cowardice in Africa. Too many Africans are too many cowards. Okay, but acts of war, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iran knew certain things are acts of war, Joby. Whether you get certain things, that's why they won and got what they want. Certain things that when people rape your women, Joby, these are acts of war. You send your women to fucking Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and all that bullshit, Saudi Arabia, and they treat your women like shit, and you see it. These are acts of war, Joby.
Mm-hmm.
The black man talking about, well, it's our women. Our women done that because they're cowards. No one else is going to allow you to rape their women, do what you do to African women, and not go to war. So I told you, what would the African man go to war over? When would he be a real military? Stop having handouts and begging and shit. Getting old crappy ass weapons, old crappy ass airplanes that can't fight no more. That's why Uganda got humiliated. Said, no, listen, shut up. How about you gonna help us in war? You don't got any weapons, moron. You don't got no real fucking airplanes. You got this shit, the crap we gave your stupid ass. That shit don't work in real war. That old raggedy shit. Sit down and shut up. You can't give us no help. You got the shit we gave your dumb ass. You haven't grown up as a human being to build your own real weapons. Sit down and shut up. You know, we can't use your help. That old out dilapidated shit. We can't use that old ass raggedy dilapidated ass shit. So the African man's been humiliated, embarrassed like inventory over and over and over again. And he refused to do like Japan and say, this is about my dignity. Let me teach my babies how to start building shit. That's what Iran had to do back in '79 when they overthrew the white man up in there. They overthrew him. That's why the white man been trying to get back in there ever since. 47 years they've been trying to take over Iran. Iran took his children. Remember, they don't have no access to weapons in America. They built their own weapons, and they've been fucking America and Israel up with their own weapons that their children who now grew up made. Because they say, hey, we got to invest in the youth. That's why America and them start bombing all their universities, their educational systems, because the education of those children that grew up within that time period created those weapons. Africans won't do that. This child is not my tribe. He's not my tribe. He's a different tribe. This crazy backward ass shit. So this is the country, and I need to develop my children. I need to develop Joby, her brother, everybody else with free education and the highest education we can give so we can get our dignity back. The African don't even think like that about their dignity. That should be your number one goal. As a man, getting your respect. It's like Ibn Toure said, we're not respected nowhere. You're supposed to get your respect and your dignity back at all costs. Fuck this fake money and building, look at my big mansion. So what? Look at your mansion, your car, when everybody calls you a monkey outside of Africa. No one respects your ass. You treat it like a child. Fuck a car. Fuck a goddamn fucking house. It's about my respect as a man on this planet. I'm not respected. That's my dignity and my respect has got to come first. And for some reason, it's only been even the African man has not demanded that. He's loud. He likes being a chump. He likes being a goddamn kid and talk too crazy outside of Africa. When he gets to talking, they leave the room. They put his ass on buses. They put him on a goddamn bus and shit. Treat him, disrespect him in his face. You're like, what? See, and Joby, you got that right. People only respect power.
Yep.
You're not gonna get no not get no justice without power. So I'll give you that. You got that absolutely correct. Especially with these white, you're not getting no justice without no power. That's a joke. So that's why Iran is getting justice right now, because they had to go through power. A lot of them died. They had to go through war. They said, no, we're not going to stop this war. We're going to all die. The African has never done that. You're like, well, a white man took my land, and well, I'm in poverty. I'm the one that. If you don't get as a man to get disgusted your own children in a fucking mind digging, see you're detached. You'll say that's not my child, that's not my child. Motherfucker, that's you. You don't know that baby in that mind is you. Only the African does that. You don't know that baby in that fucking mind digging is your fucking punk ass. You don't know that's you. And that video of that child in that mind goes around the world saying that you're not worthy of respect and you're supposed to be disrespected. That's why you get treated fucked up all over the world. That's why they go and rape your women in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, shit on them. These are acts of war. Motherfucker, you got control of an African country, me, and you shit on my women? That's an act of war. Full stop. You're not outraged by that? What kind of human being are you? What kind of coward are you? Damn it, you think you're gonna shit on my women and we're not going to war? You're gonna see black women on Instagram getting shitted on? The acts of war. Out your fucking mind. And you gonna take a country and be like everybody's getting even to a raise the change. These buildings say like you told you, we got brains, we build our own weapons now. Exactly. We build military, exactly. And I told you, even Torre, you listening, dude, you better invade Nigeria, you better invade all your neighboring countries. I'm telling you, you better do some Iran shit. Because these countries all got white people in them trying to overthrow you. Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, same. You better go over, you better go invade, you better start bombing their ass. Once you get your military built, because it's very secret, Africans don't have no real military. That's why you got terrorists always in Africa just going around because nobody has no real. Build a real military, a real one, like he just said. Don't bring. I can shout out to this man. That's what I love. I don't want no white people teaching me nothing. That's right. You know I built your own military. Why would you? You can't have white people teach you because then they know your tactics. Like he said. No one's going to know our tactics. Nobody white, from Russia to nobody, is going to build this military but us, black men. Finally. That's what you got to do, Joe. So that's why these people on this island are cowards. Of course, the black people, and of course, they're going to have Indians on there too, because they're always bringing in Indians. Go ahead. I know it's going to be Indian and black mix. Let me see this island. I've never heard of this island.
That voted to be governed by France. On the 22nd of November, 1974, the four Comoros Islands held an independence referendum. 3 of the islands chose to become independent from France, except
told you about Madagascar. I knew it. I knew it about Madagascar. I knew it. Go ahead.
This island that is part of the Comoros archipelago choose to remain under French rule, while the rest of the Comoros Islands voted for independence. That is what we will dive into today. Hello and welcome to Africa Revealed, where we explore African stories from history and modern times.
Now, pause it. I don't know. I never heard of this island. I knew it'd be out there by Madagascar, but I'm always going to tell you, black people on the island are going to be on the bottom, Indians going to be in the middle, and white people going to be on top. Because that's the scam they did all over the world. And so these black Negroes, they're not going to have no problem being on the bottom, all impoverished, all fucked up. I've never been to this island, never heard nothing about it, but I know how the world structure is. So why does Joby show me that the niggas are on the bottom? Go ahead, Joby.
Examine the choice of Mayotte, while other African countries voted for independence. If you like the content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.
By Madagascar.
The Comoros Islands are islands situated between the coast of mainland southeastern Africa and the northwestern coast of Madagascar.
Of course, I know.
We have also already published a video on the Comoros Islands, which I invite you to watch after having watched this one to the end.
Fucking beautiful.
The archipelago is made up mainly of 4 large islands, Ngazija, Nzouani, Mwali, and Mayotte, also known as Mao. Today the first 3 islands are part of the Union of Comoros, while Mayotte is an overseas French department. But why is this case? Well, to answer that question we have to go back in time to as early as the 6th century. Note that the history of Mayotte is closely intertwined with the history of the other islands.
6th
Before we
century,
start,
goddamn.
can you
So
guess what people from Mayotte are called?
that's way before white people. White people still all fucked up, poor, fucked up, low budget. 6th century. That way before white people, they wasn't in caves, but they were all fucked up, dirty, stank. So let's see.
They are called Mahorans. Did you guess correctly? We need to go back in time to the 6th century, as this is probably the first time the island was inhabited. Bantu-speaking people and Malagasy people probably made up the bulk of the population.
Bantus.
Other visitors were Arabs.
See, when you see all that, they show Africa, the Bantu region, those are lies. Bantus are all over, as ever since trying to cut off northern Africa. All of Africa and all past that, that's in the 6th century, was all Bantu. All of it. So when you get white people in their fake ass history, understand it's fake. They show you all of northern Africa, just not all of Africa was Bantu, and all over there in the northeast, where Joey showed that video of Jerusalem, those were Bantu people. All that shit, even you call the Middle East, back then was Bantu, all of it. So already this shit is a lie. Go ahead.
Somalis and Indians. Because of this, the Comoros Islands, together with Zanzibar, Pemba, Lamu, and other Kenyan and Tanzanian coastal towns, formed a prosperous region in which Swahili culture flourished.
It was called Swahili Empire.
Swahili culture was the result of the mixing of the Bantu and Arab cultures. Even today, a major language spoken in Mayotte,
Pause. It had to do with the Arabs. The Arabs weren't even a factor back then in the 6th century. They weren't even a power. The Arabs were all fucked up, dirty, just like the other white people, fucked up, dirty, herdsmen, and impoverished. These were African kingdoms. Swahili was African. Arabs come later, but they always want to say, oh, I had to think of the Arabs. They always want to put the African down. It has something to do with the Indians and the Arabs. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. All African. All from Kenya to parts of Uganda down to Tanzania was called the Swahili Kingdom. It nothing to do with these goddamn Arabs. Arabs didn't have any fucking shit in the 6th century, which is 500 AD. Nothing the Arabs had in 500 AD. They couldn't even read or write. Oh, you left that out your white documentary, didn't you? That the Arabs couldn't even read and write? Yeah. Go ahead, Joby.
Is a close relative of Swahili. Fun fact, the Comoros region gets its name from the word Kamar, which is an Arabic word meaning moon.
That is not an Arabic, it's Swahili word. That's what they are. They come from Kenya, Tanzania, they come from Eastern Africa, and they just went over there. They probably went over there way before. This white man's talking about the 5th century. They probably been there for not just 50, they say they've been there 1,500 years, 1,500 years. I'm sure they've been there much longer than 1,500 years because it's Africa. I'm sure these Africans have been over there for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,000 fucking years. Being a white man give you is a fucking lie. Go ahead.
The Arabs referred to the archipelago as the Islands of the Moon. In 1500, the Maor Sultanate was established on the island. Mayotte is French for Maor.
See, that's 500 years ago. See, this motherfucker jumped 1,000 years. From 500 AD to 1500 AD. The motherfucker jumped 1,000 years, now go straight to the Arabs. Yeah, because the Arabs were now power. The Africans were what? Were fighting the white man and the Arabs at the time. They were taking the blacks into slavery. See, he jumped the whole African history and went 1,000 years to the Arabs because they always want to just erase Africa and African people. You understand this? He jumped a fucking 1,000 years. And in the 1500s, the Arabs came and had the Sultanate. Well, what happened before that? The Africans had it. For that 1,000-year period you said they got there. You jumped from 500 AD to 1500. You jumped a whole 1,000 fucking years of African control. See, I tell you, always watch these white people. Always. Go ahead, Joby.
Years later, in 1503, the Portuguese sailed past the island and named it Espirito Santo, but the name did not stick. In 1505, they finally landed on the island.
See,
because of its treacherous harbors.
See, there we go. So this when white people start showing, because they remember now the Moors have now collapsed. See, it's 1500. The Moors lose power in Europe, 8 years before that, 1490. So the Africans have now lost power in Europe. And now the white man, this savage, is now released on the world. See, it's the 1500s. See, the white man is now released. He's got Moore's technology. He can finally know how to sell, learn how to wash his stinking ass. You see, that's why you got to put history in context. This when the first white people, the Portuguese, show up, because the Portuguese were ruled by the black Moors, the Africans. The Africans lose. Portuguese and Spain was ruled by the Moors for 800 years. So now they lose power, and all their technology goes to white people. That's now white. Now this savage can finally leave Europe because he has technology. He knows how to finally sell and vote and travel, which he never had because he was a backward moron. See, that's how you need to know real history, put things in context. So now you got the Africans losing power, and it's the finally, see, cycles. This is the rise of the white man right here. This is his rise. His time is now finally coming to an end. This is his rise. He's leaving Europe. Remember, he's still all broken, fucked up, but he's got what? Technology that the African, he can now sell, which he never could do. He knows how to sell. He knows how to store food. He's got technology now. He can leave poor ass Europe. Go ahead, Joby.
Smaller size, the island remained underdeveloped compared to its neighbors and often fell victim to pirate raids. The island was also often raided by Malagasy warriors for slaves. This depleted the island's population as well as the rest of Comoros.
So we're talking about so that's how you know this is all African island. See, that's why it mixed, because the Arabs came in and started taking Africans into slavery. You understand this? So the island had nothing to do with no 500 years. He's talking about AD were mixed with Arabs and other people. It was not. It was African. Arabs are getting powered when you talk about back in the 1500s. They're raiding the island for African people who were originally from the coast of Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, all that shit moved up in there from Mozambique too, who just fished and end up on the island and said, hey, let's start living here. I'm sure the Africans have been there for hundreds of thousands of years off the eastern coast of Africa. So when the Arabs get power, just like the white man, they go to the island and start enslaving Africans. So they went there in no 500 AD like he's talking about. That means, so the language had nothing to do with no fucking Arabic. And you know he's lying because there was no Arabic language. Did not exist. See, that's how the teach spikes that. And look, that's always the dirty secret. The white, they always try to put Africans as fucking stupid, don't know nothing, when all languages come from African people. All languages on this planet. I don't care if you're speaking Chinese, Japanese, Moroccan, whatever. All languages come from Africa. All of it. So him talking about, they spoke a thing of Arabic. Arabic didn't even exist back in 500 AD. You fucking moron. So it wasn't no Arabic. It wasn't no African speaking a mixture of Swahili and Arabic. Swahili is an older language. There was no Arabic language. So that means Arabic comes out of Swahili. Swahili doesn't come out of Arabic, which you try to lie about. So let's get about. You always try to diminish African people. I think Swahili comes out of Arabic. How's that? When there was no fucking Arabic language, the goddamn Arab was back. Well, I only call him the white, the one who now pretends to be a white Arab, right? They couldn't read or write. There was no Arabic language. It did not exist. See, in 500 AD, you couldn't call a person Arabic because their goofy religion didn't even exist when you first said that. 500 AD, you said they go on the island and they're mixing between Arabs and Indians. 500 AD, there was no Islam, dummy. So without Islam, you don't even got the Arabic language. See, you think Africans are all stupid, don't know real history. I can have Joby pull this up. There was no Arabic language. So your documentary's already lying. There was no Arabic language. It did not exist. There was no Arabic people because there was no goddamn fucking Islam. They created the language when they created the fake Islam to ensnare people with a language and a religion. See, that's just a fact. Joby, do me a favor real quick. Keep that on. Don't get rid of it. I'm going to say, go to YouTube and say, what year was the Arabic language created?
On YouTube or Google?
Google. You go to Google. I want you to go to Google. Just Google. Say what year was the Arabic language created? So I'm gonna say well, we're not gonna say a year. We're gonna get a time. So what year was the Arabic language created? And damn sure no 500 AD.
The Arabic language was not created in a single year, but
Exactly.
rather
And we're gonna say that we'll win.
with its roots tracing back to the first millennium BCE in the Arabian Peninsula.
Peninsula. They talking about Northeast Africa.
Yeah. While early today, Old Arabic dialects appeared around the 1st century CE. The recognizable written script and classical Arabic. That was the Quranic Arabic, which emerged around the 4th to the 7th century CE.
7th century. There ain't no folk with no Quran. So I told you they mixed it with the Quran. I told you it goes with their religion. What's no goddamn Islam? What's no Arabic language? That's why they told you about the Quran and Islam. So that's the 7th century. He told that these Arabics in the 5th century mixing Swahili and Arabic when it didn't exist. Doesn't exist until the 7th century. So Swahili's a much older language. So Swahili influenced Arabic language. Arabic language didn't influence Swahili language because it didn't exist. So Arabic language comes out of Swahili, not the other way around. Go ahead, Joby.
By the early 19th century, the island was ruled by sultans aligned with the Anjou Sultanate, who ruled Nzawani Island. However, it remained sparsely populated. As the century progressed, the island was fought for between different sultans. In 1832, a former king of Iboina in Madagascar, Andraintsali, conquered the island and became Sultan of Mayotte. Then in 1935, the Anjou Sultanate regained the island and installed a Qadi, that is a Sharia court judge, as governor. Andriantsali was having none of it and conquered the island again a year later. The last Sultan of Mayotte realized that he needed a powerful ally to keep the Anjou Sultanate out of the island. The constant war had depleted the island's wealth and population. He then made a decision that would change the history of Mayotte forever by seeking when he started negotiations with the French. At the end of these negotiations, Mayotte was bought by the French in 1841. In later years, France colonized the rest of the Comoros Islands as well. When the French bought the island, slavery was abolished. They also started plantations on the island and brought in new laborers. Unfortunately, the abolitionists...
They would tell you slavery, yeah, but it was no fake abolition of slavery. They called it something else. They brought in more Africans for plantations. Who you think did? I told you, Africans on the bottom come in to do the labor so white people can get rich, and then call it something else. Laborers. It was slavery. They brought more Africans to work the land for white people's plantation. You get the scam? Everywhere they go. It's the same fucking scam. Same shit you see. This is what they did in Haiti. Africans work the plantations. Same fucking scam. And white people get the wealth. See the scam? Go ahead, Joe.
Slavery did not improve the freed slaves' lives, because they were often forced to work under harsher conditions by the French colonialists on their...
Exactly, because they were still slaves. See, he's telling you that there was this, they called it a different name. See, white people use semantics. So it was still slavery. Same shit you see in the Congo, chopper. Everywhere white people go, so they forced slavery. This is slavery without calling it slavery, because calling it slavery seems bad. But this is what this is. This is slavery. He just told you forced labor. Forced labor is slavery. But we don't call it slavery. We call it forced labor. Same shit. Don't you?
Despite the influx of new French plantation owners, the island was still sparse.
Oh, so the French were the plantation owners, and the black people were the slaves working the plantations. I never been to this island, never heard about it, but I told you, black on bottom, Arab and fucking Indians in the middle, and white on top. Told you. Go ahead.
Sparsely populated, and the French government tried to attract settlers by promising compensation, much like it had done on another island, Reunion. We did a video on why Reunion chooses to remain under France, so you can watch that video if you missed it. Another similarity between what the French did in Mayotte and
Everywhere they go.
Reunion.
So pause that. Everywhere they go, they ask white people to come in and settle, so they had the land and make the niggas be the slaves and work it, make them rich. See, these are settlers. Same way Israel, all these white people settle kind of like in South Africa and Zimbabwe. Namibia, they come and steal shit and they settle. They say they own all the land. You get it? They what? Usually they wipe out the indigenous population. Usually they genocide their ass like they did in America. The real Indians, they come genocide their ass, steal their land. And then they brought all these white people from Europe. See, all these white people from Europe that are here in America today, they're recent. That's why you can laugh. They go, I'm an American, bro. Motherfucker, you got here 2 days ago. After they brought the Africans to build the motherfucker. They brought all your Europeans and gave you free fucking land. And they genocided the goddamn American Indian, murdered all these motherfuckers. Just slaughtered their ass. Right? And then they bring the same thing, let the white people come and own everything. You get it? White on top. Don't do no fucking work. Own the land and have nigga slaves. Same way they did in Kenya, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Ghana. Everywhere they go, it's the same scam. Go ahead, Joby.
Was that they focused on sugar exportation as the main money maker.
Oh, what? No, same way they did in Haiti, sugar, and I bet the niggas were the ones working it.
From the 1850s, hundreds of African laborers moved to the island, especially from Mozambique.
I mentioned Mozambique. I knew it was Mozambican motherfuckers there. I told you, I said, gotta be from Mozambique. I'm giving it the coastal countries: Mozambique, Kenya, Tanzania, and maybe a little inland, maybe like from Rwanda, Uganda, but it'd be from Kenya, mostly Kenyans, Tanzanians, and Mozambicans. I fucking knew it. Maybe little Zambians at the time, maybe them too, but your main three would be Kenyans, and they wouldn't be recognized as Kenyans and Mozambicans today, but I would say Kenyans, Mozambicans, and Tanzanians. That's your main population there. I already knew it. That's the coastal countries. That's mostly the niggas that they took over there and put in slaves and worked these islands. They'd be laborers. You get it? You're the slaves. They don't get the money, so you're the ones going to be impoverished. So black people on that island today, never been there, are impoverished. I bet that. Go ahead, Joby.
To work in the sugar industry.
Yeah, work in the sugar industry.
Unfortunately, in the early 1880s, the sugar crisis hit and the plantations and factories were closed. The island turned to the exportation of fragrant plants that did well in the tropical climate like vetiver, sandalwood, and ylang-ylang, which are used in the perfume industry. In 1858, a new constitution saw the French government treat the 4 islands as one unit with internal autonomy.
Of course.
A double administration was put in place in Comoros with a high administrator representing the French interests on one side. On the other side was a local representative government elected by Comorians. The high administrator still had a lot of power. In this arrangement, as the least populous island, Mayotte only had 4 representatives in the assembly. Over time, the local Mayotte population felt that the local government in the capital Moroni on Gazija did not care about their best interests.
But now they're called Mayotte. Well, they call the goofy name, right? But these are saying, you have a goofy Kenyan, a goofy Tanzanian. I know these are your people, you fucking moron. They call these are different tribes. No, they're not. They're you just a few hundred years removed going to an island to work over there. But they're still your people. They're still Mozambican. They're still Kenyan. They're still Tanzanian. Go ahead, Joe.
At heart. As such, the Mayotte population would often appeal to the French representative than to their local government. Thus began the Francophilia that would set the island apart from the other 3 in years to come. In the late 60s and early 70s, the fervent push for independence that rose in the other islands was a bit cooler in Mayotte. In 1974, an independence referendum was called. Leading up to this, there were calls to make Mayotte a French department.
Now remember,
These were spearheaded by
pause that, Joe. Remember, now this all fake independence. White man never gave nobody no independence. All fake. That's why Madagascar, still being controlled by French, had to do a revolution last year because they were still being controlled by France. Suppose they got independence, like along with all these islands, right? You know we say it was France. I knew they would connect. I knew they would be by Madagascar. France stole all those islands and made millions of dollars, kept Africans impoverished and all fucked up. That's the white man's playbook. Okay, so I knew, there's never been there's no independence. All fake. They say you're independent while the white man controls all your economy, controls all your wealth, and you're still a fucked up labor. All they did was change your name. I'm now Mayati Independence Government. But who runs everything? Oh, the same white people. Yeah. That's all. You just got a black motherfucker in front saying he's the president of this, president of that. Don't mean nothing. Go ahead, Joby.
Mouvement Populaire Maharais, or MPM party.
I'm president.
The party campaign took inspiration from loyalist parties from La Réunion. MPM believed that the best thing was a continuation of the union with France. They felt that their interests as the smallest island of Comoros would be ignored by the Moroni government as they had been before. The loyalist movement picked up, and in both referendums held in 1974 and 1976,
and now pause it. And I know, pause it. Now, I want you to know what you're looking at. This would be French manipulation because, of course, they never educate these people. They're going to be backwards, stupid as fuck. So they're going to be backwards. So they're going to be easily manipulated because white people never educate the African. What the fuck? Keep them stupid, keep them moronically dumb, keep them over religious. So you're gonna have a bunch of motherfuckers with Christianity and Allah on that goopy island, because it's mind control. So it was manipulation how the French were allowed to keep control of the island, because most of these niggas here are gonna be backward, stupid. That's just the case. I'm calling a spade what it is. People get mad when I tell you the truth about how white power moves and works. It is what it is. Okay, so. Most of these motherfuckers are uneducated, stupid as fuck. They worship white people. You better believe that. I bet today, and I've been this island, they'll lick the asshole of a white man with shit up in it today. Today. So go ahead, Joby.
Under France. In 1974, 63% of the population voted to remain, while in 1976, 99% of the population voted to remain. The Independent Union of Comoros still claims the island, while over 20 UN Security Council resolutions condemned France's annexation of the island. This is because of the UN's principle of decolonization. However, since 1995, the UN General Assembly has not discussed the Mayotte question after more referendums have shown that the people of Mayotte have a strong desire to remain part of France. France carried out another referendum in March 2009 on whether to change Mayotte from an overseas community to an overseas department of France. The move was supported by 99.5% of voters. This made it France's 101st department and the farthest region of the European Union. The island elects 2 deputies to France's National Assembly and 2 senators to the Senate. Executive power lies with the French government. Another
they always tell you how much shit the British conquered. They never tell how much shit the French had. I think the French Empire quietly was bigger than Britain. That's what I'm starting to see. That France was even bigger than Britain as an empire. They always tell you about Britain. And every time I turn around, these islands all over the world, France controlled most of Asia. Most of Asia was controlled by France. Vietnam, while they had the war, the Vietnamese just asked them to leave. Hey, we don't want to be ruled by you no more. Okay, we want our country back. France said no. You'll be run by us white people. Period. Right? That's why we had the Vietnam War. We had to go send our people to Vietnam because of white supremacy. That's what it was about. Because the Vietnamese asked the French, "Hey, you've already colonized us for over 100 years. We want you to go. We don't want to be your enemy, but we want your ass out of here." Right? We want to rule ourselves. And I didn't know, France controlled all those fucking Asian countries, Cambodia, Laos. I'm like, what? I want to tell you about the British Empire. I know British had China, India, and most of Africa. It was shit. France had most of Africa too. So And then you find out France got all these islands out in the Pacific. Still got islands in the Caribbean, islands in. I didn't even know that France controlled Madagascar until like 10 years ago. And I was like, what? Madagascar was a French colony? I knew they had most of West Africa. I knew they had Madagascar in the east. I'm like, France, they don't want to talk about the English. And the other white crooked motherfucker own half the world too. France. I'm like, shit. Come on, turn around. Because Joby showed me something else again. There was something, I think like 2 years ago, it was about a Pacific island trying to get free of France. I didn't know France had control of that island. A bunch of black people getting in the Pacific, way away from here. There's some island, I don't even know the name of Joby showed like 2 years ago. And she's talking about the people trying to get rid of France. I said, trying to get rid of France? France owns those islands too? I forgot the name of it, but Joby showed me 2 years. Joby did a show on it 2 years ago. I was like, they own that too? I'm like, man, shit, this is crazy. I forgot the name. I had to look it up. Joby showed it like it's an island out in the Pacific that the black people are fighting to get the French out. And I ain't know the French even own that shit. It's owned by Australia some fucking where. I was like, what?
Can't remember. That's so many stories. But
I know. It was about a couple years ago. I didn't know. It's an island over by Australia. It was in the Pacific. Go ahead, Joe.
As we look at how now we have the Mayotte, and recently the UN and Ghana have been one of the
show the slaves.
The country, are pushing for slavery to be recognized as one of the deadliest crimes
against humanity. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a minor opposition in the UK who has proposed blocking visa for countries that demand slavery reparations. At least 17 countries, including Nigeria, Ghana, Jamaica, and Barbados, trade that saw 12 million black people enslaved and trafficked. Reforms Home Affairs spokesperson Darizai Yusuf declared that the UK is not an ATM for ethnic grievance.
I agree. Like they tell you niggas go kick rocks.
I know, this is super crazy.
When I ate you, I mean it's super crazy. Tell you in your face.
When
you enslaved you and you're not getting nothing.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is
what's crazy about it.
It's crazy because the fact that they won't even. I mean, it's a few countries or colonial powers or countries that have accepted what they did, including stealing of artifacts, committing.
None of them did. Who's admitted? Who's admitted? The countries that enslaved people that admitted. America said no. Goddamn, all of Europe said no. They call abstention. That means no. They abstained, meaning no. That means Germany, all that was involved said no. All of Europe said no. All of them said no, Joby. Who was involved in Portuguese, Spain, France, Germany, Denmark, the Netherlands, England. They all said kick rocks. America, kick rocks. Now, I don't know why Argentina said no, but they was racist, but they wasn't a colonizer because they weren't controlled by them. They were a Spanish colony back then. We had slaves coming to Argentina. They were a Spanish colony. Only colony that said that agreed with was Brazil. Remember, Brazil wasn't a country. There was no country called Brazil. They were a colony of the Portuguese. These are colonies that they brought the slaves to the New World. Just like America was a colony of who? England. When the British were bringing slaves into America, America was a colony of who? Of Britain. Just like Canada was a colony of Britain. These are colonies of Britain. So just like just like Mexico. Mexico was a colony of Spain. So these were colonies that brought in by the Europeans and brought blacks over here for slavery. So these weren't countries back then at the time. There was no United States of America. America was a British colony. Canada was a British colony. Brazil was a Portuguese colony. Argentina. So show me where you got the people that were enslaving people. Said, yeah, none of them. They all said kick rocks.
Apparently, there is none. But
I know there's none.
we've had a few at least admitting about stealing artifacts. That's the least they could have
Well,
agreed.
they know they stole it. They ain't giving it back to you. Yeah, we
Yep.
stole it. So what? You ain't
Yeah,
got no power.
they said they're gonna be getting it as loans. It's super
But
crazy. But this
that's
happens.
that's how powers work from savage. How's it? You're right. We'll loan you back the shit we stole from you,
Mm,
and you'll take it.
yep. And what you're gonna do about it? It's crazy. But exactly, we're not gonna do anything about it because, like you've said, Africans are the reason why we're so, I'd say, so behind. But are we waking up? I don't want to say, because you said something at the beginning. You said that because Africans have low IQ. Okay, maybe I can agree
No,
on the
that's what they said. I'm not saying that. I don't
but
believe that. I'm
if we
saying what
go
they said, Joby. I ain't
if we
saying
go
you do.
if we go back to, yes, I agree. If we go back to real science, this was not even about low IQ. It was Africans falling asleep. That we call it what it
Of
is.
course,
This
exactly. And actually, you have the highest IQ. That's been
be-
documented. But
because
actually, you Africans have the highest IQ. But I'm saying what they say. I'm not saying what I say.
so we can say it has gotten worse, of course, by having leaders who have failed to give us also true history,
Of
true
course.
information on history. That is what I keep on saying. True history and information has made Africans not understand what is happening today, why we have other Africans fighting white people, complaining about white people being in our presence and all that. Because look at Zimbabwe. We're going to be winding up with this. Zimbabwe is literally currently the president is pushing to not only, that was I think last year, they were pushing for presidential term limits from 5 years to 7 years, and
Of
which was
course.
controversial. And
He,
then
does,
now,
he doesn't want to leave like all Africans who never built shit. So I bet the Managua, how you fuck this goofy nigga's name? I bet their family worth at least 500 million too. Ain't built shit, ain't done shit, ain't created shit. But he's a multi-millionaire in his family. That's why they never want to leave.
his net worth is $10
No, it's
billion.
10 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! What this? What? He's been shameless with his what? He's been worse than the Kenyatta family.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was a poor, broke soldier, and then you're talking about a country that's been goddamn sanctioned and impoverished. But this guy's worth 10 billion. You're talking about the amount of criminality, the amount of stealing. He ain't even. This guy's 10 times worse than the Kenyatta family and stole more faster because he ain't been in power
For long.
because Mugabe ain't let him spill that much money when he was president because Mugabe stole all that money too. But God, this dude's been shameless with the stealing. You got Zimbabweans running the goddamn South Africa because it's so fucked up in Zimbabwe.
Yep.
And the South Africans want him out. Now this thing got $10 billion. Ain't built no schools, ain't built no roads. That's what I'm talking about. The criminality of the African man is absolutely repugnant. He won't build shit, won't create shit. $10 billion. How about you build a real military? And he's talking about, well, white people let me steal the money. I need to give the land back to white people. They need to take him out and bubble gum his ass. You understand that?
Big time.
Literally.
Big time. But this is the situation of Zimbabwe. As you look at his net worth and him saying that he wants to extend his political.
His term. He must be put. And they put it in there that the people don't get to vote no more. Will he be president? But the vote is fake. They don't want to even pretend like the vote can get his ass out. They want to say it's only the parliament that gets to vote. The people don't get a vote. Well, they're trying to make sure you don't have no real democracy anyway. They're trying to make sure they're as far away from what you call democracy as possible. Right? They want to pretend like you're living in no damn democracy at all. It's crazy.
See, with history, we have a tendency to say, well, let's start the story from here moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not talk about the story going back. In Zimbabwe, you have to say, how did we get there?
Exactly.
Let me take 1 minute and summarize it for you. When the British came to Zimbabwe, they analyzed the country and divided it into 4 regions.
Best land.
Region 1 was the best soil, the best rains.
As they came, you mean as they invaded? They say, okay, we're gonna look. Okay, this is the best land. We're gonna put white people here. We're gonna put these niggas where ain't no land. We all fucked up, and they're gonna be our slaves. They're gonna come work for us on our farms and plantations. See, that's how the scam works globally. You get it? Just like on that little fucked up island Joby showed me. Same shit. Come in, steal your land. She's saying they observe. Okay, these are the best lands. Like same thing they did in Kenya. Remember, they gave white people the best lands in Kenya. Highlands, the best tea farms, the best land. Put the niggas on all the fucked up shit, and then made them come work them for free, work them like slaves. See the scam? Go ahead, Joe.
For farming. Region 2, pretty close to Region 1. Region 3, there were some areas there, the soil was not so good, and the rain was good, but not the best. Region 4, no rain. The soil was horrible. Mosquitoes and sesaflies.
That's where we
So
put the
they
niggas
set out
at.
a plan. If you were an adventurous British, a veteran of the First or Second World War, you were guaranteed 2,000 hectares. Hectares. Multiply 2,000 by 2.2. You were guaranteed that much in Zimbabwe, plus any loot from the local people. So a British man would land in Zimbabwe. So based on the regions that they had decided, they were going to move all the black people, preferably from the region 1 and 2 to region 4. So the process started. And how did the British map up their land? You got on a horse, they'll tell you this region. Get on a horse and you ride in one direction for a day until either you or your horse were tired. You put your bag. Tomorrow morning you do the same thing. So it took 4 days for the Englishman to map up his land. At the end of the 4 days, everything in it is yours. And the people who lived on that land were told in this direction, go past this mountain. In this direction, go past this river.
Imagine this is psychopathic, these white people. Everything in that land is yours. Come and settle. Remember, they just stealing land, put white people on, make them rough. That's why white people got all the wealth in the world. Of stealing. It's everywhere they go. It's crazy. Yeah, just wherever this land come, all the white people can come down here, and all this land is yours. But ain't this African people? Fuck them. Ain't that land no more. They don't got the power to do nothing. And we're gonna change the names of all this shit to white people's names. Victoria this, Victoria that, Johnson this, James that. Fuck these niggas. Good.
Left with whatever they could carry. The chickens, the goats, the cows, they were theirs. And some of them were not so lucky. Your parents settled
chicken and
the
cows.
and when another Englishman came, and he was given that part. And there you were again. Slowly the process of moving black people to the west parts of the country started, and it was finally completed in the 50s. Now, you want to ask me who needs to be compensated?
Oh shit. It's
I was
crazy,
reminded of the stories that I grew.
And it's only black. Did you hear any Chinese, Asian people compensate white people for the land they stole from them? They told me, get your ass out. When they got back their power, they told white people, you better get your fucking ass out of here, or we're gonna massacre all you motherfuckers. They were in Vietnam. They were in China. Right? So we're gonna kill all you motherfuckers. You don't got none of China, none of the white people about, hey China, you owe us money for the land that you took back. Hey Vietnam, you owe us money for the land that you took back from us. Only with the goofy nigga you get this crazy shit. Only. They didn't ask Indonesia. They had mass plantations in Indonesia and Malaysia. You don't let nobody say, hey, Indonesia, you need to give us back the land that we stole from you, that you took back. Only in Africa you got this crazy ass shit. Namibia, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, South Africa, motherfuckers all around at Mozambique. Yeah. Shit's crazy. They're still there today. See, we always mention Kenya a little bit. But we never mention all the other motherfuckers. Zambia got a bunch of white people there today. Today! Not just motherfuckers, that was northern Rhodesia. Okay? That was the and Zimbabwe was southern Rhodesia. Both of them were named Rhodesia. And there's plenty of white people that were in Zambia. They're still there today. They ain't left them lands. Okay? You didn't know that. They ain't left them goddamn lands.
There are police
We're good, Joven.
So there's a comment. This guy received a comment from, and I bet it's a white guy because it's the audacity and how comfortable they've also gotten in Africa.
Of course.
And crazy, you know. And it goes back to power. Let me just say that's just the truth.
What is he saying?
Yeah, the comment was saying that Zimbabwe is only surviving because of white farmers.
You sound crazy. You sound crazy. Is that black people that wouldn't survive before these people showed up? See how crazy that sounds?
Black achievement is mentioned. There's always an asterisk next to the reply. It's always some other particular reason that.
So they wouldn't never farming, Jovi, until the white man showed up. They wouldn't. Right. So when they came into Zimbabwe, wasn't nobody in famine, wasn't nobody hungry, Jovi. But when they got there, they stole all the land. Then black people were starving and hungry. What are you talking about? See how crazy these white people are? Go ahead.
Person, black people, a group of black people attaining some form or some degree of success. Have you ever noticed that? And it's part of you see from fellow black people, and I don't know what Dennis's ethnicity is, but I think it's so naturalized. You see it even here in South Africa. You know, if the ANC government was a white government, I'm willing to bet it will be dubbed as the best run government with everything that happened. If you look at, for example, America, the government of America, if you look at the corruption that exists there, how terrible the streets are, the railway infrastructure, how the level of the standard of living is poor. Like, you have entire states without clean running water.
That's Virginia.
You have tents in California.
Tents in LA, living in the streets. Yeah.
They are still considered as the #1 country in the world.
Because that's all propaganda.
Country in the world.
Exactly. That's all propaganda. Because America has a Hollywood. It has the best media. So that's all propaganda it can put out there. The American dream is great. When people are sleeping in the streets, people are fucked up. That's what we're going to talk about tonight on the show. About the hunger, people starving, can't afford shit. You know, and you're lucky that Iran has agreed, and America agreed to everything Iran wanted. That's power, okay? They had to fight. Because they know, you know, they weren't going to win. America wasn't going to win. They're going to destroy the whole world's economy because they bombed Saudi Arabia yesterday. Said, we think we fucking around? We're going to get rid of the rest of the world oil. And so, when Trump was saying, we're going to bomb you back to the Stone Age, we're going to kill your civilization, blah, blah, blah. When they bombed Saudi Arabia, they said, you think we're fucking around? And then they say, okay, America said, okay. Everything you want, we're going to give you reparations. Without power, black people, you're not getting no reparations. They didn't give Japan back reparations until Japan got power. You get this? So they give them reparations to Iran. They're going to let them control the Gulf, where all them boats go. Everybody's now got to pay Iran $2 million a ship. America agreed to it. Couldn't do nothing about it because they just sure don't worth the economy. Says, you're going to give us $2 million. Every ship comes in here, there's a toll. $2 million. We agreed to that. Iran said no more American military in this region. We agreed to that. We agreed to everything. But I'm telling Iran, don't think they're not going to come back. 10 years, they're going to try to undermine you. They're going to put spies all up in your country to undermine your shit. They're not going to leave. They're going to do it covertly. And in 10 years, they're going to come to get your ass. They never stop. They're going to put spies in your country. They're going to try to undermine your country. And they're going to figure out, they're going to study this, how they're going to get the drones. They're going to develop technology in 10 years to fuck you up. So understand, even though you got this win, the white man never stops. Never. And to have a loss, oh yeah, he's going to have his whole damn economy figuring out how to defeat your ass. And they're coming back within 10 years. He's coming to see you. So don't think, enjoy your victory now, but understand, they're going to do everything they can to undermine you. They're not going to stop till they destroy your ass. Go ahead, Joe.
Frame the narrative. If the ANC government, with everything that the ANC government, again, not denying the corruption, which genuinely I feel every government is corrupt.
It's not the all governments. It's not the corruption.
You can't have.
It's really not. It's really not in the corruption in Africa that's the problem. It's the weakness. People can actually deal with your corruption is over the top in Africa. We give it that. But it's not even the corruption. It's your weakness. Because if you wasn't weak and give back your resources, you can be corrupt, but most of the money would still go to your African people. You can still steal. You're so rich in Africa, you can still steal, stupid. If you kept the majority of the money and kept it in Africa. It's the corruption along with the weakness that hurts Africa. It's not just the corruption, it's the corruption along with the weakness. That's the problem, your weakness. You open up your ass for white people. That's the problem.
That doesn't get into corruption. Even the DA, the mighty DA, is corrupt. But the point that I'm trying to drive, exactly what classical example, DA, with all the corruption that exists in the DA, them allegedly distributing weapons and narcotics to the colored community, allegedly. They still dubbed the best, like Cape Town is dubbed, if not the best city by a number of polls.
Yeah, in the world. Because it's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, I've been to Cape Town. That motherfucker is fucking gorgeous. I'm not gonna, but you Africans don't run shit. I told you I was in Cape Town, couldn't come in a restaurant. You don't run shit there. You run your mouth. You don't run shit and you don't own shit. Completely white owned and back. And I ain't gonna lie. I thought, to me, San Francisco, part of California, one of the most beautiful cities. I think Cape Town is even more beautiful than San Francisco. First time I went to Cape Town, I was like, my God, this is Africa. It's beautiful, it's developed, it's modern, but you see all the black people as slaves, all working white people. Like, white people don't got jobs. What do white people do? All I see was white people chilling because they own everything. Everything. I'm in Africa and white people own everything. So we're talking about the mindset of Africans in this goofy motherfucker here too. Sound weak and stupid. So we're talking about the weakness of these, you South Africans, you're disgusting. I want to debate one of you morons. You're disgusting. You want to talk about other Africans and blah, 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 and everybody's bringing drugs and all this old stupid shit you're telling me. But you don't want to talk about the white people putting up fences and control all your land. And you haven't fought. Talk about you don't want to be like Zimbabwe. Most black people in Zimbabwe own their shit. Of course they knew it was going to be hard. But I'd rather live on my feet or die on my feet than live on my knees. You people live on your knees. White people talk to you crazy. I said, Joe, a debate about South African and even that black American guy I don't like him. He's a con man. He did a good debate. I sent it to you on my other phone, my other WhatsApp phone. So I sent that debate. Huh?
I open them most of the times. They're already over. Like those live sessions are already like.
I know, but I sent it to you. Check it out when you get a chance. Because I like the debate. It's telling the truth about their being, you being weak. And just South Africa, you being weak. You guys are weak. You're 80%. Why we took back the land? What about the white? What about the white only town? Why have you just, well, we got to be organized. Why we got to be organized? Like 80% of the population. You just go in and tear the shit up. Well, our government would stop us. Oh, so your government's even fucked up too, huh? So the government, so that's what we're talking about. Even your black government doesn't represent you. So what? So it means you should get rid of the government too, then, right? You South Africans got every excuse how you're the majority and you won't do nothing. They want to tell me about your great warriors, your Zulus. Fuck the Zulu shit. I don't hear about your great warriors no more. Yeah, you can't fight white people who own all your land. Shut up with that bullshit.
But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who's joined us.
Hey, Jibba Jabba, look at Joey got a Russian hat. Joey knows that's a Russian hat. Joey got a Russian hat.
Russian about this, I'm telling you.
See? Ain't nothing Russian about this.
Nothing, literally. But much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful morning. To the amazing silent listeners, I hope you have enjoyed, and subscribe and hit the like button as you leave. Donate as well, kindly, whatever you can send to us.
What they go?
For keeping
Joey's our Russian. What they call those dolls in Russia? Joey's our Russian doll. Forget what they call them dolls. them dogs that you put one after another. Joey's our Russian doll today. Hey, doll.
Nah. My wife wants her hat back. This belongs to your wife. Tell her to come to Kenya. We have them then in plenty. We've already.
Of course, your wife got a hand like that. You went up there in Pittsburgh. I bet it's still cold today in Pittsburgh. What's the weather, Jibba Jabba, in Pittsburgh? I bet it's cold as shit up there. I bet it's cold as shit.
Yeah, much love. See you guys later. Have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful rest part of your morning. Peace. And
love family.
The nesting doll.
Yeah.